Ensara TV ekerenga kiomogusi.
Governor, this is a committee of national cohesion, equal opportunity, and regional integration. This is a committee in the Senate that takes care of issues of cohesion, equal opportunity. And when you come before this committee, this should be noted by your members also. When people come through to Parliament, they normally think that they are coming to be crucified. This committee is here to advise, to help where necessary, and support devolution. Anything you say here, say it with confidence, without fear, and we are ready to listen to you. Where we need to advise you, we'll tell you, and we are going to report back to the Senate. There was a meeting that was, a motion that was tabled by Senate Majority Leader and the Minority Leader on 27th July 2024. That was on Wednesday. And the issue was then the current state of the nation. So we were mandated as this committee to investigate what is happening in the 47 counties. And this committee is established under Standing Order 2181. And we sent documents to you, questionnaires, which are about 6 questions. I don't want to go through it now because you have it in your folder. And you are here today to present the situation in your county. We had other governors who came before us, and we are happy and privileged to have the county of Samburu before us today. And I have your folder here before myself and the committee. I'll give you an opportunity to go through, not page by page, where I will intervene and tell you to go to the next page. You will do so. And anybody, I don't know if we have the chair for the county public service. Do you have the chair here? We have the CEO.
Yes.
And a member. Do we have a chair here?
We have acting chair.
Why do we have acting chair?
The reason, let me answer.
You can answer.
Acting
Yes.
chair. We had a chairman that was there before I came in, but he was one of the people that were in court yesterday, and we could not fire him because the case was still going on, but he could not report to office because he was restricted from coming to office. So for the last 5 years, acting.
Okay, good enough.
Until yesterday.
Yes.
Now we can get a shot.
So good enough. Thank you very much. You have the floor, Honorable Governor.
Chair, I want to ask my county attorney, Penan, to go through the reading of the whole thing.
Very good. Madam County Attorney, can you, I don't know, you are sitting very far from the governor. If you can sit, yeah, well, let her sit because presenting procurement.
We have the finance, CC.
You have CEO Finance? CEO Finance?
Yes.
CEO Finance.
She's the boss to
CEC Finance.
Yeah.
CEO is not here.
Yeah.
Okay. CEC Finance is Madam? Thank you very much. Yes. Yeah, we should be having somebody from procurement, but it's fine. So, Madam, take us through. You can start with the first page. First, start with question number 1, which is demographic composition. Then you give me the answer to those questions, starting from.
Maybe they just go through their document if they have prepared the document.
Thank you, Chair. This is a report on demographic composition of County Government of Samburu employees on gender, persons with disability, age, and ethnicity for the year 2021, 2022, and 2023. In regard to question number 1, on the demographic composition of all Samburu County Executive employees in terms of gender, persons living with disability, age, and ethnicity, our response is On gender, Samburu County employment in terms of male, it's at 63%. And in terms of female,
Let me first of all take you to page, before you go to that page, go to page annex 1. Please go to annex 1 first. Tell us the total employees so that then we can refer to them.
Okay. As per Annex 1, the demographic data for Samburu staff, in terms of age, between
tell us the total
number of staff.
Yes.
The total number of staff we have is at 2,564.
Yes.
Male at 1,610, constituting to 63%.
Right.
And female 954, constituting to 37%.
Thank you. Let's go now to proceed now.
Thank you. So in terms of gender, we sit at 63% in terms of male, female at 37%. Persons living with disability, we have male at 24 in terms of numbers and female 9. That totals to 1.25 of the total number of staff. On age, as per the annexure, we've categorized in terms of 20. I kindly refer you to annexure 1.
Go slowly, kidogo, so that we can follow. When we say annexure, we want to look at the annexure. Now we are at...
on the age.
Age, yes.
Yes. Majority of the staff...
PWD...
Yes.
On annexure 1...
Yes.
On page 2, right?
On annexure 1, just annexure 1.
Yes, but page, that's in the next page. PWD.
Yes.
Which is number 33.
33.
Thank you. Now proceed.
On the age, majority of the county staff are below 45 years of age. The ones who are age 60 years and above are people living with disability. With ethnicity, these employees include those inherited from the defunct local authorities, devolved from the national government, and those employed by the county government.
Wakili, let's go to age. Majority of county staff are below 45.
Yeah.
If you say majority, can you give us a number?
Chair, I wanted to do the summary, then I refer you to the annex in terms of... Yeah.
Okay, proceed.
Yeah, sorry. The dominant community, and with a bigger percentage, is due to the employment of village administrators, ECDs, teachers, who are employed at the village level. The county government is putting measures on the employment to ensure inclusivity is better than it has been. We are doing the staff audit. Now I will refer you to annexure 1. In terms of age, the ages between 20 and 25, we have employed 26, and they sit at 0.01%. Between 26 and 30, we have 345 at 0.13%.
Next year is this?
Annexure 1.
1. Wait, let's go slowly. So annexure 1, you have, let's say, number 1, then number 2.
1%.
Number 1 talks about, age.
Age.
Yes,
we
go
are
there now.
age.
Fine,
so
yes.
we put in them on bracket of 20 to 25.
Yes.
That is 26.
Correct.
At 1%. 1%. Then between 26 and 30, those are 345.
And skip that one. We are seeing it 2,564.
Correct.
It's clear. Go to the next now.
For the second question, on the demographic composition of the Samburu County Executive Committee members, page 2, on the first response. Just the second page, on the second question.
Yes, it is not serialized. So
it's not serialized, but the next page, after the first page on
the
your
county
file.
secretary, how can we
We
refer to your
apologize
documents
for that.
without,
Numbers.
Yes. So next time,
Yeah.
make sure you serialize it so that we can follow it very fast.
Our apologies on that, Mr. Chair. Yeah. For the second question, on the demographic composition of the Samburu County Executive Committee members, chief officers, in terms of gender, persons with disability, age and ethnicity, this is our response, Chair. For the county executive, where the governor and the deputy governor head, we would like also to state that our deputy governor is a person living with disability. The county executive committee members, including the county secretary and the county attorney, male, those are 7, and the ladies are female are 4. Maybe just to state, the CC in charge of finance is a lady, myself I'm a lady, the CC in charge of roads is a lady, and the CC in charge of gender. For the age bit, for the male, majority of the CCMs are between 35 and 50 years old.
How many CCs do you have?
We have 9.
9 CCs?
Yes.
Out of the 9, how many are male and female?
6 male, 3 female.
Fine, thank you.
Chair, but I want to say the county.
Are we reading from a different document?
No, we are on the same document.
Back to page 2. Back to page 2.
I'm seeing 11 CCs.
Two people cannot talk at the same time.
I'm seeing 11 CCs.
No.
No.
Is it-
Yeah, that's why I was following it. 11, including.
I can give this because I have another copy.
Yeah, what is indicated in words and figures are different. Yeah, what is indicated in words is different.
You know, if somebody asks a question, let's answer that question first, then we go to the next question. Question number 1. No, anasema, she is saying 11.
The same. It's the same, Chair.
Yeah, so 11. Okay, 11 means.
11 because it is indicating 6.
Yes.
But the figure is 7. Then 4.
Maybe to clarify, with the county executive committee members, there are 9. The county secretary is a member of the committee, of the executive committee, but an ex-official. County attorney is a member of the county executive committee, but ex-official.
The CECs are 9.
9.
Out of
The
9,
ones- yes.
6 are male,
Okay.
3 are
Yes.
female. And we are on page 2 of that document.
Yeah, I still ask. So what is here is indicating. Can you see what I'm raising?
Yes.
County attorney, male 6, but in brackets 7,
Oh,
female
yes,
4.
yes.
Oh, typo. Our apologies.
Typo error,
That
you're
could
right.
be typo.
You're right.
Our
You're right.
apologies.
Thank you for for that
Sorry.
notification. So it's a typo error?
Please.
Yes.
CCM gender,
Yes,
governor and deputy governor into bracket PWD.
yes.
1, yes, the deputy
The
governor.
deputy governor is a
PWD. So, yes.
The deputy governor.
Yes,
Yeah.
she talked
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah.
Okay, proceed. But yes. For example, mmoja imetoka.
Yeah.
Eh?
Maybe, can I go through it now more clearly?
Yes,
Just
before
to
you
state
you go there,
Yeah.
Bwana County Secretary, these errors should not have happened. Proceed.
I agree, and we apologize for that. That was a typo, and thank you for noting that. The governor is here. The deputy governor is the one living with disability. We had to put in brackets the cabinet members in terms of the CCMs. Those are now the CCs, the county secretary and county attorney. So if you had those, there will be 9 + 1 + 1. The majority of the CCM, they range between the age of 35 and the eldest at 50. The ethnicity, we have 7 Samburus by tribe. We have 2 Rendiles, we have 1 Dorobo, and we have 1 Turkana. For the chief officers, we have 22 in number, male at 18 and 4 female. Their age, they range between 36 and 48 years old. With the ethnicity again, Samburu take at 19, Dorobo 1, Kikuyu 1, Turkana 1. That is for question number 2. And the annexure, we have annexed that at annexure number 2, annexure 2. Should I proceed to question 3? With question 3, any recruitment conducted by the county in the last 3 years, outlining the positions that have been filled and the criteria applied in selection of candidates. The total number of positions employed through the County Public Service Board is at a 240 position. We've employed 158 male and 82 female. This was done through County Public Service Board in a competitive process. Annexure 3, we've annexed on the same annexure 3. The advert is there for the positions and the list of the available positions and how we've taken them in through a competitive process. That is annexure 3.
Let's go to
Question 4.
question number
Yeah.
Go to question number 4, kindly.
The status of compliance by the county, as per section 53, subsection 6 of the Public Procurement and Assets Disposal Act. The tenders awarded to special groups in financial year 2023-2024, compliance is per the attached annexures. Again, refer to annexure number 4 on the same. For question number 5, affirmative actions, measures being implemented by the county in the promotion of women, youth, and persons with disability in recruitment and leadership. The county government complies with the national laws. We don't have direct policies or laws in terms of affirmative action, but we are duly trying to comply with the set national and national laws and policies in terms of 2/3 gender rule and allocation of the 30% of the contracts to special groups. Again, I will refer you to the appointments made in annexure number 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then on the final question,
Yes.
on any audits or assessments undertaken in the last 3 years to ascertain the level of inclusivity in the recruitment process. We have a report done by the Commission in the year 2023-2024 on the ethnic diversity with us.
Excuse me?
So, yes.
Can you, NCIC report,
Yes.
done on when?
2022-2023.
Yes.
You say 24.
Oh, 2022-2023, my apologies. And then we also do yearly reports submitted by the County Public Service Board to the County Assembly of Samburu on the same. And we also have yearly external auditors from the Office of the Auditor General. And that is our response on your queries. Thank you.
Thank you very much for the response. Members, we have less than 15 minutes for your questions. We want to ask the governor to answer them together, if possible. So I will ask, as usual, our member, Senator Betty, to ask the first question.
Thank you, Chair. Your Excellency, just wanted to clarify what is your approved workforce in the county, and number 2, what is approved workforce?
Let me give the guideline. We are going to ask all the questions. The person concerned must note down the questions, and you can answer through the governor. If he says so and so should answer, so that it will be easy for us to move very fast. But the county secretary should note all the questions, and Madam Wakili, so that you can assist the governor to answer them very fast. So,
what is the approved workforce?
Madam
of the
Vice Chair,
county?
Vice Chair Kwabi. Oh, Vice Chair, County Service Board Kwabi. Secretary. Acting, okay. So proceed, madam.
Okay, I hope you got the first question. Number 2, approved workforce for the county. Number 2, when did you recruit last and how many did you recruit? How did you advertise? Number 3, what is your wage bill compared to development?
Thank you. More questions? I'll give another chance, no problem.
And do they have approved HR instruments?
Thank you.
From the county?
Okay, those are about 4 questions, Madam and Madam Beth.
Chair, you caught me off guard, but I will.
I can give you some time.
I will. Please, like 5 minutes.
Yes, fine. Okay, you can answer those questions first.
Chair.
Let him answer those questions first then. Chair, Governor.
Okay, thank you, Chair. I can answer the 3rd question. Is it? Yes. Betty, I'm really sorry. Betty. The 3rd question, our wage bill at the moment is 40.4%. The statutory one is supposed to be 35. But I have also to point out 2 issues. One, that...
First of all, go to
okay.
Development also, because she can...
When
then he can explain together.
When wage bill is at 40, development is at 60, of course.
But then there is wage bill and other current also is there.
Recurrent takes, I think I will ask.
Finance guy can answer that question. Yes.
The CC Finance can
CC Finance.
Chair, maybe before the CC answers, recurrent expenditure includes your wage bill and the other costs you have. So if
You can even say it separately, but provided we will. Okay.
Think that 40.3 as the governor has put it, and the development is 30.1%, and the recurrent is the difference, which is the development is 30.1, and the yes, yeah, and the 40 is the wage bill.
Explain what you wanted to explain earlier.
Yeah, I just want to say the kind of wage bill we have in Samburu, there are two aspects I want to mention. One, we are one of the lowest in Kenya. I think that is the truth. Some counties are way above 35%. The law requires all of us to keep at 35, but many counties are above 35. One reason why we are above 35, we have so many people we inherited from the Samburu County Council, and there's nothing I can do about them. They're almost doing nothing, to be fair, in the county, because the structure of the county government and the structure of the local county council, there is so much difference in terms of qualifications, and there's nothing you can do. So we have them there, and some of them will retire soon, and will probably. The other thing I wanted to point out, when I became governor, we had I inherited 38 point something. So I am one governor who is, I would like to employ all my campaigners, because that's what they want. Usually when you go for campaigns, they ask you that I get a job. But unfortunately, there's nothing I can do. The first governor was elected as governor. Yeah. So 38, we are now at 40.
Thank you. Other questions?
Chair,
Can I just say something on that?
Chair. I've heard what the governor is saying, but I want to say, Honorable Chair, that there is a very, very sensitive issue that the governor has raised in terms of that they are not doing anything. These are public resources. This is a county that has autonomy in terms of operations. And I would want to know what are the measures that you put in place in terms of laying off the staffs that are ranging from 56 to 65, that is around 130 staff, to pave way for the team that can assist you in terms of service delivery. Because what we are interested in is the service delivery. You have said it, that they are doing nothing. That is a very, very serious statement that we need to consider, and to also assist you in terms of maybe having a lasting solution on this.
Thank you.
Chair, just a rider on the same. The reason why we have a discomfort with the Gen Zs is because they feel that you are not observing them in the workforce, and you have people who are doing nothing. And I think that's why we're in the state of the nation. The state of the nation is as it is because of such issues.
Thank you. So you
Chair, let me take the word nothing out of I'm really sorry, but I'm just saying, when the county government was employing, as per the structures, some of our people who had no qualifications in terms of degrees and stuff, who are working with the local county council, I think there were no definitions in terms of HR issues for the county council. The problem we have here, we can't fire them because they'll go to court. But I want to assure this Senate committee that in Samburu County, everyone who hits the age of 60 goes home. We have no exception at all.
Thank you very much, Governor.
And
So, yes.
Through the chair, what we are doing currently, and we are doing a HR audit, where we are trying to clean up our audit.
Which question are you answering now?
The one the governor was asked about, what we are doing.
Yes.
To reduce the wage bill. We have also automated our revenue collection to increase our own source revenue so that it can bring down the wage bill. The more money we have, it will reduce the wage bill.
Yeah, you are a finance person.
Yes.
If you earn more money, it reduces the wage bill.
Yeah, if you see, if you have,
I can help you that.
You cannot reduce the wage bill,
Infamously,
but you can manage your, yes.
Chairman, but I want to say, wage bill is inversely related to revenues. The revenues go up, wage bill goes down. So the more the revenues we can raise, it's that.
Chair?
Wage bill is not static. Maybe next year when it comes.
Revenue, you don't collect revenue to pay salaries.
Yes,
You collect revenue to develop, isn't it? That is why we have devolution. So, but I want them to finish the, Betty, your question has not been answered, right? So can you answer her question, then we can move to the next question. She was
Workforce.
Yes.
I think I will let my CEO for HR to answer. Yes, our HR can answer that one.
Okay.
Thank you, Chair. Can the Senator repeat the question?
Can you kindly question? That's why I told you, note it down.
Okay, what I wanted to know, or what I want you to confirm to this committee, what is the approved workforce, and do you have HR instruments approved?
First, on HR instruments, yes, we have the HR instrument which are approved, and also the workforce is now 2,564. Yes.
What is the approved workforce?
Let me assist him. Madam Senator is asking you if you have a policy. A policy will guide you to how many people is required for Samburu County. But then because of funds, you might be having less people because you don't have enough money to pay. So you have this much, you needed this much, but this is what you have. So tell us how much you need. Samburu County, you have 2,500. We know that one.
Yes.
But is it your requirement? No, you needed more. So tell us. Based on your
organogram
needs.
that you have for the entire county.
Okay.
If say you don't have it, then you can work on it.
Thank you, Chair. Thank you, Chair. We have the organogram. We need almost.
Same almost. If you don't know, say you don't know.
I don't know the exact figure.
Then we'll give you 1 week to send it to the Senate. Okay.
Before you give them 1 week, Honorable Chair, this is a duty of the Public Service Board to always, because the governor and the entire assembly has given you the mandate to assist them in terms of employment and establishment of offices. It is upon you to make sure that you give the right information to the governor and advice to the governor. So as a board, I think you are failing the county government. You are supposed to be having these figures on your fingertips.
Yes, so that is just an advice. Governor, let's have your programs in the next 1 week so that this, what you are presenting today, it will go to the floor of the House. We are going to pick the best 10 and the worst 10. No, this 10, upper is 10, equal waswasi. And it seems like your county secretary is not doing very well. So you need to when I told you to note down the questions and I mentioned you as on Oliza again, you can ask again. That's not fair because we want you to live. Tutaki mukaya hapa kila siku ati mnakaa Nairobi mnaribu pesa ya Samburu County. So are we in agreement that after 1 week you will provide?
Yes, Chair, we are in agreement.
I want a commitment from the government.
That will happen.
Thank you.
And I want to thank you also clarified.
Yes.
I was actually confused myself. What is approved workforce?
Yes.
And I wrote it down. I have it. Until you clarified that we should have a county as a county.
Yes.
I've never been advised that we need so thank you so much.
Some counties work on 10,000, but they've employed 3,600, 4,000. But you need more people in Samburu, not only 25. In fact, the lowest I've seen so far, amongst all the counties, the lowest is Samburu County. Yeah, some are at 4,000. Kwanza, Garissa were at 8,000, now reduced to about 3,800. So, and you are still...
that depends on the population.
Of course, Samburu and others, Nisem Karibusem. So thank you very much. We can now proceed to... County Secretary, what other questions you can answer?
When did you recruit last? Yes. And I think that's a straight
answer is already there.
Yeah.
It is already there.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes. No, are we through now with deputies?
You forget my questions, sir.
No, I want to give it to you now. You can, Senator Chimera, kindly proceed.
2 questions, but before I ask my questions, Chair, I am not really impressed with the way Samburu has even brought their documents. They are so casual with what you are doing. The documents are not paginated. They are very economical with information, Chair. I don't know what they are hiding, but nonetheless, let me ask my question. Chair, there was a total, and this goes to access to government procurement opportunities by the youth, PWDs, and women. There was a procurement spent for the year, this must be 2022-2023, of Kenya shillings 2,184,826,388. Out of that procurement spend, Chair, I notice, and I sit in Senate representing the youth of this nation, Chair. I notice only 9.2% has gone to cluster-wise the youth, women, and PWDs, totaling to 201,019,817. Chair, this is a joke, Chair. I mean, how do you reserve 655 million and end up giving 201 million to PWD against?
Thank you. That's
Wait, Chair, I've not finished the second question. Against 30% rule that is in law, Chair. It is not mine. Secondly, Chair, is the issue on affirmative action measures that the county is implementing to promote women, PWDs, and the youth. Chair, the response by the county is not satisfactory. If you tell this committee that the county, so casually by the way, the county government complies with the national law on 2/3 gender rule and allocation of 30% contracts, and then you tell us refer to Annexure 1, 2, 3, and 4. Annexure 1, Chair, is a demographic graph for Samburu staff. Annexure 2, Chair, is CEC members and age and ethnicity. Annexure 3, Chair, is recruitment summary for 2023. Annexure 4, Chair, there is nothing to do with measures being taken to comply, Chair. I mean, we are not here to waste time, Chair. The county should answer questions the way they are answered.
Thank you very much.
And you have a county attorney, surely, Governor.
Yes. Thank you.
You can do better, Governor.
Yes.
Surely.
So the first question was on the issue of 9.2%. The finance guy can answer this question. No, procurement. Yes, you can answer that question.
Okay, thank you. On the chair, I would like to just point out that we do 2 reports as per the section 157, subsection 12 and 13.
Chair, my question is not on reporting. Tell us, why are you giving only 9% to youth, women, PWD, disregarding the law 30%? Just that. Don't go to reporting. Okay. I didn't ask that question.
But
this one is for 6 months.
Point of order, Chair.
Yes, please.
I don't know why I feel we are asking a question to a wrong person.
No.
The county should have given us a procurement person.
No, madam.
Precisely,
she's in charge. Please.
Yeah.
Watch her to end it, pole. You have asked a
I
question.
understand, Chair.
She's in charge of procurement.
I understand. She's in charge of procurement.
Chair, sorry. I'm the one with the question.
Yes.
Chair, you cannot be an expert on anything and everything. Yes. You see finance, ICT, and whatever. Is it trade? There is a procurement person.
Yes.
That is the right person to answer this question.
I asked
and that's
earlier.
why she's jumbling around the question, Chair.
No.
Because she doesn't know.
No.
Yes, Chair.
Excuse me. Say something. No, before you say something, let me control, first of all, take charge. I asked a question earlier. Where is the procurement person? They said that person is not here. So the reason why I asked, procurement person can answer that question effectively. So because we don't have that person, are we going to abandon this meeting? Are we going to adjourn this meeting? No.
No, Chair. Maybe she's well briefed with the procurement person.
Let us give her time. Let her answer the question. If the question is not satisfactory, then you can say this question is not satisfactory.
Well got it, Chair.
Thank you very much. Kindly, it is 6 months.
6 months.
Yes, proceed.
Yeah. And that's what I was trying to say, that we do 2 reports. That is half yearly, and the 9.2 is half yearly. And what we are doing capacity. We have a fund for disability, for PWD. What we are doing, we do capacity building for more people to take up the tender. So there's what we do advertise, but sometimes.
Madam.
Yes.
Let me guide you.
Okay.
The senator is asking, you are supposed to give 30%.
Yes.
You've given 9.2%. And you said this is for 6 months. Where is the other one for the other?
Presentations that we've been receiving here, Chair, 30 billion, already we've drawn about 17.5 billion, so to say. We still have a balance of so much to draw down. We're still paying commitment fees on these loans, Chair, because we've not drawn, the money is not within our pockets yet. If at all that loan was borrowed and happened to hit our coffers, we would not be having issues with liquidity. But now we are borrowing, paying commitment fees in monies that are in somebody's, in the lender's pocket. I think this is a matter that we need to look at seriously, Chair. Some of these loans are not necessary. I think we have what it takes as a country, from our budgets that we have as a country and what the county governments have. If at all the ministry is going to come in, let it come in terms of building capacity with an envisaged end in terms of how is it that we're going to increase production of, say, for instance, of grains. Because if you're talking about food security, these are the issues that you should be addressing. Be like China, whereby per capita grain ratio is about 500 per capita. You can 500 kgs per person per year. Those are the issues we should be addressing. What is it that we want to achieve? Otherwise, we'll be borrowing happy. But when it comes to payment, we do not want to raise money. You know, we'll have again now to go to Mwananchi, have come up with a finance bill that is going to tax everything that they have so that then we repay these things. If we are really serious about salvaging this country from the curse of debt, then some of these debts we must rethink about them, Chair.
Yes, Mheshimiwa Abdikadir, just introduce yourself for the record.
Okay. Good afternoon, PS. My name is Abdikadir Mohammed, Member of Parliament, Lagdera Constituency, Garissa County, member of this committee.
You have a question?
Yes.
I thought you came in. You came in, so just take time to understand. Have you? Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Chairman, let me also thank the ministry for this presentation. Just two questions. One of them is clarification. This being a loan, I'm sure it has timelines in terms of repayment period. Is it a 5-year loan? Is it a 10-year loan? It will be interesting to get that information. Also, from where you sit, what is the interest rate for this loan? Do we have a grace period for it? And then the last one is on as part of the challenges. You are saying that there was delay in implementation because there was a delay in passing of finance framework. Passing of finance framework. Can you just elaborate that? Is it what caused that delay? A bit of details, just to appreciate why you couldn't implement immediately. I think that would be important, Mr. Chairman. But I agree with what Honorable Thoko has said. You know, PS Rono, anytime you borrow money, the way you use the money is not the same as when you are using your own money. But anytime you borrow money, there will be time to pay back the money. And if you have not invested well, then we will have challenges in payment. And I think that's the challenge the country is facing. As a committee, we have done a lot of analysis on these loans. And what we are realizing is that at times this country has signed for loans. And when we look at what we are using the loans for, we end up not generating enough income to repay the loans at the right time. And that's why we are seeing we are having serious challenges. So that some of the things we are raising as a committee is to make sure that the money, any borrowed money, because if it was a grant, we'll be able to say, okay, let's just use it the way we use government money. But this is a loan. At some point, it will be paid. So I think what Thuku was saying is that where we apply these loans, it has to be a place where it makes it very easy when it comes to repayment, that will have generated enough income through the activities to repay the loan without strangling. And that's the challenge we're having, some of us, when we look at some of these loans. So as you explained, it will be important just to get a feel of. Then the issue of delayed release of counterpart funds. there's also a delay in that. So is it that you are not requesting for the money at the right time, or is it that when you request, you're not able to get the money? Because we want to see if there's anything we can do as a committee to unlock some of these small handles which are making project implementation a challenge. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Vice Chair. If you could respond to the questions raised by the members and the queries.
Thank you, Chair and the members, for the questions you have raised. Let me start with the timelines. This is a 5-year program starting from 2022. It's meant to end in 2027. This is a World Bank loan. I know we pay commitment fee. Probably now that I have the pack here, I'm not very sure about the interest rate, but I know we pay commitment fee the moment it's approved. Then the delay in passing of the framework. Now, this program is fully devolved. As I said, around 90% of the resources go to the counties. For the resources to leave National Treasury and go to the counties, there is a conditional grant bill that is initially tabled at the Senate for approval. Then it goes to National Assembly. If National Assembly agrees, it's okay. If it doesn't agree, then it goes back to Senate. Sometimes they appoint a mediation committee before it's done. So that bill is the one that has been delaying the disbursement to the counties. And before both houses agree, we basically can't disperse, even though we have the resources. And I think, as I've indicated, in the first year, it was cleared in December, so we dispersed in January. Second year, it was cleared in March, so we disbursed in April. So when you disburse in April, it simply means you have 2 months of the year to implement. If we are dispersing in January, then we've lost basically 6 months. So that could really interfere with the implementation. Then counterpart funding. For every county, it's expected to provide 5 million every year to support implementation. So most of the counties don't release this money, which basically interferes with the implementation. Because when we budget for the contribution from the counties. So if the delay in releasing that money, it means that component, which this money is meant to cater for, cannot be implemented. Then I've had one of the members, I think, has indicated that 5 billion is a lot of money. He's not convinced that he's seeing value for money. Probably I'll go to the indicators. The first indicator we are seeing here is farmer profiling and digitization. This was a national exercise, and this was undertaken with requests from the national government, because as a country, we've been giving fertilizer to farmers, but we don't know where the farmers are, we don't know the numbers. But with the requests from government, there was massive registration of farmers across the country, and it took 2 billion out of the 5.4 billion. And as we speak now, we have a national comprehensive register of farmers, and to a large extent, it is the one that has assisted in effective and efficient distribution of the fertilizer subsidy to the farmers. So all the good things being said about fertilizer and whatever should be linked to this clean farmer register that we have, courtesy of this program. So if you take away the 2 billion out of the 5, so we remain with around 3 billion. And I think I can go through some of the areas where that money has gone to. The first one I look at is the circle, where we are giving grants, as I indicated. And I think if you can see, there is automation of circles, where resources are utilized. Then we have cumulative savings by members, which is around half a billion. And we said here for every money that the farmer saves, we match by a similar amount. So I think for that one, that is why most of the money is still at the counties, because as they save is when we capitalize. If they have not saved, the money remains, and nobody is misusing that money. It is put there waiting for the farmers to save, and then we capitalize so that they start borrowing and utilizing. Then from there we have grants to FPOs, I think, which are appearing on. We have grants to farmer cooperatives. I think they're on page 2. So here, farmer producer organizations, I think if you're seeing that, once the farmer cooperatives are ready, they also do proposals, and they are given grants to put up aggregation centers, processing plants, and all that. And this money is given so long as the cooperatives are ready. They must apply. The proposal is assessed, and once it meets the minimum criteria, they are given the resources to set up those investments. So this one, we can't also give the money if the cooperatives are not ready. So that's why we have almost half of the money lying there, waiting for the beneficiaries to be ready so that it can be advanced. And I think from where I sit, I can assure this committee there is no misappropriation. The priorities are set by the farming communities. They are not set by national government, nor are they set by the county government. It's the communities that indicate what they want. They make a proposal, then they are funded. So it is a pure bottom-up approach rather than a top-down approach. Thank you, Chair.
Maybe to add, Chair, on what Dr. Kutos said, I want to say I likely agree with what members have also asked Honorable Abdi in terms of expenditure, and then Honorable Tugu also talking about important why was this loan borrowed, and then the Vice Chair. I think it is what is very important is if the loan can be used for the right purpose at the right time in terms of timing, so that the impact is felt is important. If loan can only be borrowed, use it for the right work, so that the impact is felt, so that it can pay back the loan. I think that should be the position we are all driving at. And Chair and honorable members, I think as a ministry, we are trying to restructure some of these loans. There's a huge program to see how best we can restructure these loans so that it is very impactful on the ground, especially the loans which we have not utilized, so that it is felt and also it becomes useful for the country and at the same time pay back. Chair, you heard about the issue of this county allocation, conditional allocation, this particular bill which has been giving us problem. Sometimes it becomes so serious to an extent that the governors even can go to court. You remember, so it blocks us when governors are in court or everybody is not agreeing. That alone, conflict really impact a lot on the utilization of this fund. At the same time, interests are growing. So we are trying as much as possible. We work together, and also the county government, which has not been very easy at some stage. Now, I think the underlying issue here is that agriculture is devolved. So because it is devolved, you saw quite a lot of money went to the county. Identification of the programs are done in conjunction with the county government, and sometimes there are challenges in that relationship and correlation that you know. And we have said at the Senate level and the committee that we need also to, and members of parliament, we need to have a way of owning this program as members of parliament and also as Senate, because we realize that when there is no ownership, there is nobody to champion and follow on the ground to make sure that they are done.
So we are rallying the members of parliament that in any other program we'll be identifying in future, we have to work together with the members of parliament so that there is ownership. Because when there is no ownership, the ministry is left alone also in terms of providing oversight, yet by law it is devolved, and that is the law. So members, I think it is a challenge which I think maybe with time, when we team up, we can have a way of providing proper oversight and management of quite a number of these programs, so that when you talk about the impact, even you as member of parliament for a particular county here or constituency, you can tell, yes, you saw, you heard, and it's working. That is what we want to hear from you in future, that you saw, you heard, and it is working. Because we feel that this loan, which we are borrowing also through the Ministry of Agriculture, it should be very impactful. And where it has worked, which I think Kuto has explained, you can see results on the ground. The other one, which I think is important, is the issue of the interest, which I think we may need to check how much, maybe if Treasury is here, how much, because any time we delay on this loan, interest is piling up, and therefore as a country you have to pay for the interest for some of the inefficiencies or delay in disbursement or in management. But the elephant in the house is that agriculture is devolved. You know the ground. You understand the county's challenges they are facing, and we are together in that box. But we are trying as much as possible to see how best we can turn around some of these programs so that they are impactful. And this restructuring we are doing, I believe it will answer most of the questions the members are asking in this committee. Thank you.
Thank you, PS. Let's allow the presentation on the second loan. The floor is all yours.
Can we go on or you allow my clap?
Let's move on.
Okay. So let me allow the next presenter.
Thank you very much, Chair and honorable members. As I said, my name is Engineer Kennedy Makudiu, and I do the coordination of this program to build resilience and resilience for food and nutrition security in the Horn of Africa, the Kenyan component. The reason why we are putting there the Horn of Africa is because it's a regional program that covers 5 countries, that is Kenya, Djibouti, Somalia, Ethiopia, South Sudan, and actually in South Sudan, those are 5. It is coordinated from IGAD, which is based in Djibouti. So what we are handling here is the Kenyan component. The loan signing was done on 22nd February 2022. The loan amount is 30 million euros, and the breakdown is 87% of that money, which translates to 4.694 billion Kenya shillings, is a loan from ADF. Then 8.7%, which translates to 469 million Kenya shillings, is the Kenya government counterpart funds, and the beneficiaries are supposed to contribute actually in kind 4.3%, which translates to 235 million Kenya shillings. When you put that together, it totals to 5.398 billion Kenya shillings. The life of the loan is 5 years. 5 years. So from 2022 is supposed to come to a close in December 2027. This program operates in 7 counties of this country, namely Turkana, West Pokot, Baringo, Samburu, Isiolo, Marsabit, and Garissa. Now, Brefons is actually a follow-up to a project which was there earlier called Drought Resilience for Sustainable Livelihood Program, DRSLP, which ended last year. And that program was covering 6 of these counties, save for Garissa. So for Brefons, Garissa has been uploaded. As you can see, it operates mainly in the ASAL areas. The purpose...
Chairman,
yeah.
Did you say that the earlier DRSMP covered 6 out of these 7 that are here?
Yes, that's what I've said.
And so, okay, thank you. We'll ask questions later.
So, it's Garissa which has been brought on board to make them 7 for Brefons. Yeah, thank you, sir. Now, this project has 4 components, and the first component is basically strengthening the resilience of agro-pastoral production systems. These are basically infrastructure projects, and component number 1 takes 80% of the total amount of the money. It's important to say here that under this funding arrangement, the financier holds on the money that supports the contracts, that is the infrastructure. Whatever the implementing agency is given is for operations which we call revenue. So component number 1, which is basically infrastructure, takes 80%. Then component number 2, supporting agribusiness development in pastoral communities, which is partly infrastructure and also software, takes 6%. And component number 3, strengthening the adaptive capacity to climate change, also takes 6%. And project management and coordination, which is component number 4, takes 8%. So out of all the money that is put in this basket, the coordination aspects, which is component number 4, only takes 80%. Want to add that issues of gender, climate change, fragility, and environmental requirements are normally mainstreamed in all the components during implementation. As you are aware, when you are doing anything that is not in tandem with the environment, it has to be subjected to environmental and social impact assessment as a statutory requirement. That's why we capture some of those issues. Then the major project activities are concentrated under component 1. I want to belabor that, where various infrastructure is normally implemented, and the infrastructure include irrigation schemes, water pans and earth dams, boreholes and shallow wells, subsurface dams, livestock markets, commercial pasture plots, hay stores and sheds, and also equipping the vet labs where necessary. In terms of the loan disbursement, we've only received 193,283,627. Now, this money is what has been given to us to support the setting up of the county coordination unit, the county launch, that is the sensitization of the counties where we are operating, and all those other software activities. It's also important to note that part of this money, we shared it with the counties so that they can also set up their county coordination units and also sensitize the other players and stakeholders in those counties on what we are implementing. Now, in terms of the absorption, we are at 4.5%, because most of the money is in the infrastructure, and you know, issues infrastructure have to go through tendering, and then the implementers are paid ad measurement based on what has been done. So far, we've done 2 adverts. The first advert, which had 49 contracts, we were doing livestock sales and hay sheds. Those ones are ongoing. We did the second advert, which had 75 number boreholes. The procurement process is yet to be concluded. Now we are focusing on going to the water harvesting structures, that is water pans and earth dams, and then the irrigation schemes. We envisage that once that one is done by early next year, the commitment would have moved to 72%, and in terms of the absorption, we'll be having 46%, because the contracts will be we will be running. So the other thing I also need to say, we've given a table there where of the contracts which are running in terms of the livestock sales and markets. There are 14 number. Commercial pasture plots, there are 18 number. The hay shed and stores, there are 16 number, and there's one water pan. All these structures are spread across all the 7 counties that we are talking about, and they are at varied stages of implementation. So allow me to stop there, and if there are areas that require clarifications, I can do that. We have a matrix here where we have the breakdown of where these structures are or envisaged to be, and also where the contractors are on the ground. We also have them and the name of the contractors. So more details are here. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, Engineer. Mheshimiwa Makilap.
Thank you, Chair. First, while agreeing my colleagues with the earlier presentation, I see there's a problem in the first loan. First of all, after the rise and fall of the dollar, this loan of 275 million USD, in my standards, around over 30 billion shillings. And then it says the total cost of the project is estimated to be 275. As at 30 June 2024, 35%, 11 billion of the loan had been disbursed. By who? Is it by the donor to the country, or from the National Treasury to the projects, to the project implementing coordination board? Who has done this? If it is the donor to Kenya government, that means the donor is still, the loanee or the person loaning the money, still holding more than 24 billion. So clarity needs to be done. Either you name it as National Treasury or the bank that is loaning us this money. Again, there is an absorption of 49% of the disbursed money, that's of the 11 billion, with an expenditure of 5. So it means, if we look at the absorption rate from the top, from the main loan, it is too low. Why? There's a lot of things that are more of recurrent. Boardroom meetings, ward vehicles, capacity building, and so on. And then the bottlenecks between the county governments and the national government, as in, Chair, there's been a problem on the ground. The counties or wherever is handling this man on the ground wants, there is a competition between the National Government Coordination Office and the county governments on implementation of these projects. Now, worst part is, PS, why don't you, these counties that have not contributed their counterpart funding, you've given money like to Trans Nzoia from the loan, but they have no money from their counterpart funding. Why should you spend when they have not met their counterpart funding? What measures are you doing? Because now you make it unequal. Other counties are making their counterpart funds, and others are not. And at the same time, we want to pay loan for everyone. So up here there is a problem. Now, Chair, on the last loan now presented by Engineer Mogodio, I want to declare interest that Baringo is a beneficiary. And the problem that we have had right from the DRSLP project to pre-funds project, too much bureaucracy. Even when the process of tendering has been done, they send it to Abidjan for no objection. And then round, until we have no value for money. Value of money is actually reduced. So if we are able to have time frame for implementations, you can have a meeting with the African Development Bank and the people, so that instead of getting information all to the Abidjan, there should be a working secretariat in this country, because we are contributing to African Development Bank Kitty. So that everything is handled here in Kenya and finished and processed and packaged, and the project is able to be implemented within the shortest time possible. Here, Chair, on this second loan, good but slow process. If a process of procurement takes more than 6 months, then what is the value for money for that? And finally, Chair, now that the PS has done this, I think it is upon us, this committee, there is actually a problem of donor funds going to the county government to implement the county government functions. There is always a big problem in terms of competition. I don't know if it is competition for eating or competition for ownership. I think we as a National Assembly have a duty to actually fast-track legislation so that donor funds loaned to the national government, because this money is not loaned to the county government, it's loaned to the national government. If it is loaned to the national government, then it is the national government to implement those projects, and so that we don't have some bottlenecks from governors and others, and then we lose value for money, and there is piled up. I'm aware of this loan because I'm also in finance. There's a lot of interest charged because of delay, and there's a lot of money being locked because of commitment fee, and the money is not coming out. Thank you, Chair.
Mheshimiwa Abdikadir.
Okay, thank you, Chair. First of all, let me commend the PS. At least on some of these projects, we have interacted with him as members of parliament, especially on pre-funds, and his response was very good, was very active. But there's only one problem I foresee, and I have noted: the procurement process is too long, and also I think the procurement is not done in a fair manner. I don't diverge a lot of information, but I've noted something in the procurement, so you have to be very careful, the procurement guys. I know they're going to let you down. You're a good man. You have done a very good job on your Ministry of Water. You're doing a similar job here, but you have to be careful with them. Secondly, the issue of identification of projects by the counties is another issue. It has happened that I don't know what they use to identify projects, because a project in the constituency for I think it was a market, and the market was taken to a place, I think, where there's no population and there's no livestock to sell. I think we tried to change with you, but it became hard. That project now is going to be a white elephant because nobody's going to use that market, and now it's close to 20 billion. So when these projects are identified by the counties, I think they have such interest. I think it needs to be validated by either members of parliament or any other person that has interest in those projects. Because if you leave to them education projects, they will mislead you. Thank you.
Mheshimiwa Daud.
I thought I was told that I cannot.
We have opened a window.
We have opened a window. Thank you very much. And thank you, PS. Let me join my colleague from MP from Lagdera to commend the good work you have done in the Ministry of Water and the good work you're doing now in the crops, the State Department of Crops, of Agriculture now, sorry, the name has changed. My only problem is that I looked at these two loans. They are covering 40 counties, which means 7 counties of this republic are not covered either in the first loan that we discussed or in the second loan. And you know very well that when it comes to payment, there's no county segregation. Every Kenyan will be called upon to pay for these loans. Given that loans originate, or the concepts originate from the ministries or the state departments or the MDA or the agencies before it goes to Treasury and before we borrow, I want to ask, even though I know PS, you are not there in February of 22 as a PS in that ministry, but I want to ask, those agriculture mandarins, why did you discriminate against some counties in this country in seeking for funding for these 40 counties in loan 1 and 2 and left off 7 counties? Thank you. I asked a question on behalf of Kenyans.
Thank
So
you,
please.
Mheshimiwa Daud. It's okay, you also represent Wajir people, so you can ask on their behalf. Okay, Mheshimiwa Abdiali.
Chair, thank you very much. I want just to confirm what the statement of Honorable Agdera said, that the PS for Agriculture has really done a lot of civic education, specific in Garissa County. And we confirm the projects we are beneficiary of Garissa County. Congratulations to that, because it's good to give where credit, because we have never seen. This was a project taken over by governors. But I think the PS said very clearly that we need to own the projects. And that is the direction that we need to take, because we are the people who oversight. My only concern, maybe or suggestion I can put, is the project of Briefon is I have seen per counties. Maybe I'll request the team that they are doing is that can we have it in constituency levels, maybe the project names and also the sub-county names, so that this committee can do what's called visibility, can do what's called physical visit to this project, because this is our loan and we want to see what has been done. The second question I want to ask is the issue of, I want to concur with the Honorable Daud on the issue of loan 1 and loan 2. But on loan 1, my concern is, you see, they have already said that only 33 or 31 counties. And the value chain that they are dealing with is chicken, avocado, banana, mango. So you mean out of the 47 counties, we don't have counties that where they can even plant bananas, mango? Or what is the rationale behind the loan 1 for coming up only with a 3 out of 47? Thank you.
Thank you, Abdiali.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chairman. I just want to follow from where Ali has left it, and this is more of the 2 levels of government. This loan is being signed for by the national government, but it's been implemented at the county government level. The truth of the matter is, the county government, they have their own ministers in charge of agriculture. And then you have your team at the national level, which is overseeing this program. I would want to understand that coordination framework how is it working? Because as you said earlier, once we pass the county, it's called County Government's Additional Allocation Bill. Once we pass it as Parliament to become an act of Parliament, then this money flowed straight to the counties. But the challenge is, how do you oversee in terms of monitoring and evaluation? Because like that's, to me, I see a gap there, that some of these problems you are facing could be because of that structure. That here you have a county which claims to be in charge of their program because agriculture is devolved, but you have another layer at the ministry which is claiming that they can actually monitor and question what the county is doing. So maybe you can explain to us that coordination framework. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
And Chair, even in the last presentation, we don't have the names of the circles. We could be giving money to circles to do their own businesses.
Thank you. So let me know if you can respond, Engineer, on the PS.
Okay, you can.
Thank you, and thank you, Bwana PS, for the opportunity to respond. One, I must agree that in terms of bureaucracy, when it comes to ADB, the bureaucracy is there. Yeah? I think let's put it as it's supposed to be. Everything you must get an objection to implement. For instance, before we even advertise, we have to share with them what we need to advertise and get an objection. Once the evaluation has been done, the professional opinion has to be escalated to get an objection to get into contract. Why is this one so? It's because when it comes to the bigger pass, the A&A, they are the ones who hold that pass, and they do the payments directly to the contractors based on their entries in their ledgers. The ones they gave the no objection, because they have to give the numbers, the sub numbers as per the ledger. So that one is as it is. The other issue is the identification of project sites. It's true we work closely with the counties, because as it has been said earlier, agriculture is devolved, and we rarely go straight to the point of implementation. The two levels of governments have to be appreciated, and each plays their role. Now, that will also put me to the other question, where we are talking of the coordination of this particular work. We have what we call the project coordination unit at the implementing agency level, which is the State Department for Agriculture. Then at the county level, we also have the county coordination unit. Those ones assist in identifying where the projects are supposed to be put, because if we go straight, we may not be really conversant with those particular sites, and the topography, it may not be very familiar with us. So once they've identified the sites, ideally we are supposed to go there to confirm that technically those sites are seated well before the other activities follow, like in terms of design and what have you. Then we go to advertising. When we've agreed on that, in terms of the coordinating the implementation, for a case of a project, you need to have a project manager, a resident engineer, and the clerk of works who does the measurements. The national government provides the project manager, and contractually is the project manager who takes the overall responsibility of the activities when it comes to the implementation. Then the resident engineer, who is normally provided by the county governments, exercises delegated powers from the project manager. Then the clerk of works does the measurements. When it comes to the payment, all the three have to append.
Yes, Mr. Daudi.
I mean, those very many details, I don't know whether it's something that we want, but for the purposes of a lot of members talked about this county, the identification of projects, what is stopping? Is there anything in the loan document that stops the State Department of Agriculture from involving members of parliament to be part of the county level identification unit. Is there any law, for example, that is stopping it? Is there any contractual, is it part of the loan agreement that the identification will be done by counties? What is these layers that you have just created and you're just explaining now? And where do the members who have asked the questions fit in those layers?
Implementation framework, those layers are defined, and we can share with you the structure, how the cascaded roles in terms of who plays water. So I think that's a document we can share with you, the project implementation manual. Then you see how those layers are created. But I was explaining in terms of the coordination of the implementation of the project. That one we can provide.
Who did the manual? Is it?
It was done during the appraisal phase, and also during the loan agreement signing.
Engineer, let me just put it in simple language. As you do the appraisal, is there anything stopping in members of parliament being incorporated in project identification? And if there is a way, share with this committee.
There is nothing, and I think the PS has tried to really bring the members of parliament on board. Once we get those proposals from the counties, I think he normally shares with the MP. So I can authoritatively say, with the authority from my PS, there's nothing cast on stone as far as that one is concerned.
Okay, thank you. I think that's very clear now. Okay, you can respond to the, okay. Please.
So, Chair, maybe I have heard, and I think I have mentioned that we have looked at this program in so many ways, how best we can run the programs with the county government for the success of the programs, and also to be very impactful on the ground. And as I mentioned, we need the national government, you people, we championed some of this program. And I think we did one with the county government of Garissa. We met during the pre-fund recently. We were able to achieve one, restructuring of the programs. Because when you see pre-funds and the latest programs which we have advertised, we are talking about water infrastructure. So it is not about capacity building, because we believe that for us really, or for this country to produce food in the asal areas, you need water. So that is critical, and I think I engage the county, the MPs at some level before we conclude on advertisement. And that works because we want the MPs to champion. We want to provide the proper oversight. And as you said, there is no document which said some government agencies or institutions should not be incorporated. It is assumed that the ministry, which is national government, part of it is are members of parliament. So I think that is where we are playing our role very well. So what I want to assure you is that, and we have seen from practice, for this program to also be effective, we need your input. So at some stage, once the programs has been identified on the ground, we will need you to give a tick or review so that we get it right, and then you can be our ambassadors or advocacy on this program. So that will be done. The other one, Chairman, I hear generally we are saying there is need for improvement. I think from the members of parliament, what you are saying is there is need for improvement on identification, implementation, and the impact on this program. And I think that is the journey we are taking. We'll do restructuring. We'll ensure that there is inclusivity. We'll also ensure that we try as much as possible to work well with the county government. You talk about I think Mheshimiwa Maklabi, you are talking about some county government who have not given their counterpart funding. And I want to tell you, it's not very easy. It has not been very easy when we are pushing for the county government to give their counterpart fund so that tomorrow as they go and launch, they have also contributed. And because of lack of you and us, some of these programs are also launched by the county government. And we have also seen some county government who don't put any money in agriculture. There are some who totally don't put, they rely on this money from the national government. That is why there is more reason why we should also be present at every stage of this program. Just for inclusivity, I know that is identification. Counterpart funding is me and you. It is the budget. The reason why I delayed, even I was working with the chair to see how can we make sure that there is counterpart funding from the national government, because sometimes it is delayed. So it is a challenge. I think we need to see how to improve on that. On this issue of no objection and bureaucracy, yes, you are taking a loan. So unaomba. So you need to know that you are not very strong. So at that stage, we need to see how to navigate bureaucracy. It is there. But we are trying every other time to call them and tell them, please, this document is delayed, can you push it? And, it is now another level, how we manage. It is what we call to manage the challenge at our level of ministry, so that we push them to avoid on bureaucracy and also delay on the project, which at the end of the day is interest also. You pay higher interest when the projects are delayed at some level. So that one, we are trying to manage that one. The other issue is this issue of how do we work with this county government in this, I think what engineer was explaining. Yes, we have two structures. We have a committee chaired by the CS with some governors who are in those committees, especially who are heavily in production. So we have governors representing the counties. And then we have the technical committee. The only thing we wanted to improve is that there are so many committees. So, and management sometimes is difficult. You have a committee for pre-fund, you have a committee for, which was another one? NAFCDB, a committee for, so you see there are so many. To an extent that even at the county level, there are so many disturbances. They find staff disappear to a project and they cannot tell where they are. So we are trying to harmonize so that we have a very orderly committee. I know Mheshimiwa Daudi, you mentioned something about the counties, the 40 counties, and the rest are not represented, and they're talking for Kenyans. Yes, I know we only called to present 2 projects. Otherwise, there are other donor-funded programs which covers the other counties. Like we have a project for emergency lockers, which is running, covering Mandera, Wachia, and the rest, a number of counties. We have programs covering the remaining counties. And Chair, if you get this report, you will see that all the 47 counties are fully represented in one way or another. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Piers and the team. Let me allow the 2 members who walked in as you're doing the presentation, Mheshimiwa Kasalu and Zuleka, introduce yourself.
Good afternoon, I'm Irene Kasalu, MP Kitwika.
Of debts, so that you come in now on real support for the devolved function, especially agriculture, so that you can support us on the ground to implement these many programs which are donor funded. And we need many hands, a lot of oversight, and people to champion it on the ground so that there is value for money. And I think it will answer many questions which you wish to know about these programs. If you are on the ground, you took part in identification, you can tell exactly where they are and where there are challenges you can come in. Otherwise, members, I want to thank you, and I look forward to working with you, and also on what I have mentioned on the restructuring, identification and oversight. You will see that one happening going forward. Thank you.
Chair, I just want to say these projects are not donor funded, they are debt funded. The only ones which are donor funded are the ones which are grant funded. So let us change our nomenclature and call them debt funded, so that
loan funded. So thank you very much. I think let's just now put this thing to a stop. With all due respect, if we keep on, I had given only this PS to give his final remarks. So thank you very much, members. Thank you, Bwana PS and the team. And being no any other business, the meeting is officially adjourned. I thank you all.
Ensara TV ekerenga kyomogusi.